Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Haven, and it is almost daily that some kind of prophetic event is happening. I can't get over how much prophecy is coming to pass on a daily basis. And if you guys aren't right with the Lord, now is the time to wake up and get ready. Now, today, I've got a major prophetic event that has happened that I have to share with you guys. But here's our headline to kind of give you an idea of the topic we're going to cover. Israeli rabbi proclaims, prepare for the Messiah in September. Islamists declare Mahdi is coming in 2015. Their savior, obviously, we know as the Christian Antichrist. Not to mention the blood moon tetrad, the Star of Bethlehem, and the Shmita year. It is all here. When we have Jewish rabbis and Islamists declaring that their Mahdi and their Moshiach or the Messiah are coming, we know that we are on the brink of some pretty major things. If you read the Bible and you know about prophecy, then you are ready for it. Let's just dive right in. So here we are on our first link, breakingisraelinews.com, and the headline reads, leading Israeli rabbi says the arrival of the Messiah or the Mashiach, as the Jews label him, is imminent. And this was just recently put out July 3rd, 2015. This is Rabbi Shaim, and he has issued a call for Jews to move to the nation of Israel in preparation for the imminent arrival of the Messiah. For the past few months, he has been urging all the Jews to come back to the country in order to herald in the coming of their Messiah. Now, if you are a Christian, then you are well aware of any time that rabbis or Islamists or whoever it is heralding in or hearkening in the coming of people to bring about the coming of the Messiah. Well, we know that that person that they are claiming is basically the coming Antichrist, who will rise and rule the nations and usher in his satanic kingdom. So this is why it's important to prophetically bring up and show to you, because when rabbis are having visions and calling for this, we know that something is on the horizon. Now, Rabbi Shaim further goes on to state that he even believes that this could happen in September. Let me show you that. When asked about the timing of the Messiah's arrival, Rabbi answered, at the end of the sabbatical year. Several people have asked the rabbi to verify this, and he has given the same answer each time. This year is the sabbatical year, and it will be ending on the 29th day of Elul, which by the Gregorian calendar falls on Saturday, September 12th, 2015. Now, just because some rabbi is claiming that the quote-unquote Messiah is coming in September 2015 does not mean that it will. Let me just clarify that. The reason that I want to show you this is because I find it imperative, once again, because we are on the brink of some pretty major prophetic stuff, which I'm going to show you in a moment. The blood moon, the Shmita year, the Star of Bethlehem, all that stuff is happening this year. And, the conclusion of it all. And so something is going to happen prophetically speaking. No one can put a date or a timestamp on that. But the reason that I'm showing this to you is because when these men start talking, and not only them, it's also Islamists, which I'm going to show you in a moment, start talking about the biblical end times and a coming Messiah, my prophetic ears going up and say, look, their red alerts are going off as well. They may be wrong on the dates of things, but nonetheless, the point stands that their prophetic clock is going off. So moving on, here we are on the cooljew.com, and here is Rav Shaim, and he's speaking about Mashiach, which is basically their believed coming Messiah. This just verifies what I just said a moment ago, and this might be one that you have to translate, but you can check that out here as well. Here is the official site, www.kuker.co.il. This also, as you can see, needs to be translated, but this further verifies Rav Shaim and what he is stating or has been stating. We are at the beginning of a difficult time, the people of Israel. But basically here he goes on to again hearken the Israelis to come home to Israel to bring in the coming of Mashiach, which is basically their believed Messiah. Now, they are not the only ones proclaiming that Messiah, or false Messiah, I should say, because Jesus already fulfilled that in his first coming. But they're not the only one proclaiming of a coming Messiah. Islamists are also declaring that their Mahdi may return in 2015, maybe even possibly 2016. And I put this post out back on April 1st, 2015. Yes, that's April Fool's Day, but no, this is not a Fool's Day joke, just to clarify that. But there are a lot of things lining up. We have Islamists proclaiming the Mahdi, and rabbis, Jewish rabbis, proclaiming their Mashiach is coming. And we all know, prophetically speaking, biblically speaking, that is our Antichrist that will rise and usher in his satanic kingdom. But I'll leave a link to this so you can check it out. But let me show you this also. This is where I had originally gotten my Before It's News from, and it's WND.com. Mahdi to return by 2016, followed by Jesus. And this was put out this year as well. But let me just show you this quick quote here. In the latest evidence of the Messianic fever, a mainstream Sunni Muslim website has declared that the Islamic Messiah, called the Mahdi, will appear this year or in 2016. Yes, the title says 2016, but according to the website, it is either this year or in 2016. It's at this time that I want to remind you of the words that Jesus said to the unbelieving Jews of his times. And he said in John 5:43, I have come in my Father's name, and you do not receive me. If another comes in his own name, him you will receive. And here, Jesus is simply addressing the non-believers that, look, I am the Christ. I am who I say I am. And you don't even believe that I am the Christ. Yet, in the future, you will receive a false Messiah as the Christ. And that is exactly what we are witnessing. Jewish rabbis, even Islamists, while they're not specifically who Jesus was addressing that day, both groups are proclaiming a coming, quote unquote, Christ, which we know very real, that is the coming Antichrist who will rise to power. Not only that, but I've got another verse here I want to show you. And it's this one, Luke 21, verses 25 and 26. There will be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, men fainting from fear and the expectation of the things which are coming upon the world. I think this is also imperative, considering that we are seeing people proclaim a false Messiah as Lord. And on top of that, we are also witnessing signs in the sun and moon and stars, which I'm about to show you in a moment. That means prophetic events are really about to ignite. Let's dive into this. So here is our first sign in the heavens. We have our blood moon tetrad. These are blood moons basically occurring on Jewish feast days. Very important to note. God tells us in the book of Genesis that he gave us the stars and the things in the heavens as not only seasons, but signs. This is why it's imperative. And as you can see, the ending of the blood moon tetrad will happen on September 28th on the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, I'm not saying something will happen on that date because I do not believe it will. Usually when a blood moon tetrad happens, something will happen 12 to 24 months, before or after the particular event. But given everything else that's going on, I think there are some pretty imperative stuff. Now, this isn't the only sign in the heavens. Let me take you to another. Here we are on shuvat.com. Make sure you come and check out all these links as well. All the ones that I'm showing to you, I'm going to leave below. But here he states this was featured June 29th, just last month in 2015. He says, tomorrow you will see the Star of Bethlehem, a sign that Christ's second coming is around the corner. And as we know, on June 30th, there was an alignment of Venus and Jupiter who aligned together to form the Star of Bethlehem. That's reportedly the same star that rose at Jesus's birth. So I think this is another sign foretelling of the second coming of Christ, which basically first we have the Antichrist who will come and rule the world during the 7-year tribulation. And then we have the second of coming of Christ who will eventually come and set his feet on the Mount of Olives, ushering in the new Jerusalem and basically the new age. And our old age will die, and God will, bring war on the earth. But I think this could signal a sign that maybe the second coming is around the corner. That's another sign in the heavens, folks. And it's not the only sign. Let's go to one more. And that's this. Jonathan Cahn's The Mystery of the Shmita. And this is a 7-year cycle, basically the 7th year of the 7th year cycle, something also celebrated by the Jewish people. But we have hit that basically 2015, 2016-ish. We're in that Shmita cycle. And he goes on to just state the mysteries that it holds for America's future. This is another sign, another harbinger, if you will, of things to come. And this is this ties economically, but I think all of it is adding up to a beautiful picture of what we are about to experience. We really need to be ready now more than ever before. And I just want to close us with this. Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Here's the thing. Rabbis are proclaiming the coming of their basically false Messiah. Islamists are praying and heralding in the coming of their false Messiah. Both of them believe that they're going to come sometime this year, maybe next year. Will that happen? I don't know. I just know what they are proclaiming, and I think it's imperative to know that information to prepare our hearts either way. Not only that, but we have the blood moon tetrad who is happening this year. And then we have the Shmita year, not to mention, I didn't bring it up here, but the Jubilee year, not to mention the Star of Bethlehem that was in the sky on June 30th. All these are signs in the sun and moon and stars. And what does God tell us? Be ready to count yourself worthy to escape the things which are to come to pass on the earth. And this is specifically speaking in regards to the last days. Anyhow, I wanted to bring you guys the latest. This is Lisa Haven signing